Buenos días, estudiantes. ¿Qué día es hoy? Hoy es viernes. ¿Cuál es la fecha de hoy? Hoy es el 17 de abril. It's hard to believe it's been over a month since we have been together, and it's even harder to believe that after this class we just have 2 weeks left to go. 3 classes each week, 6 classes left before we have the final. So we have a lot to accomplish. This is our last actual day to be in Lección 5. In fact, the tarea for the next class is going to jumpstart us into Lección 6. If you look ahead to that vocab, you'll notice that it has to do with ir de compras, yo voy de compras, going shopping. So there's going to be lots of vocab that has to do with especially clothing shopping, so clothing, and describing those clothing words with colors. So I do want you to have a heads up on what's coming up with that. Also, there's a prueba that's due today, and it's a little bit more extensive. So it's got some vocab with, like it said on the tarea document, we've got some seasons, estaciones, los meses, el tiempo, so lots of the weather phrases, que tiempo hace fresco, hace frío, hace viento, está nublado, all that kind of good stuff. And then also it will have some grammatical points on it. So a couple of things we've talked about are the progressive tense. ¿Qué estás haciendo? Yo estoy hablando. Ustedes están escuchando. Mi mamá está tomando café con su amiga or con mi papá or something like that. So what people are doing right now, that's one of those things. The other one of the other things that it deals with has to do with having to do with the direct object. So I'm going to ask you guys to put a little me, te, lo, la. We're going to do some of those today. And what's the other thing? I don't have it. It's on your tarea document, so you know what is going to be covered. Oh, ser, estar stuff. So noticing the difference between ser, estar, what you need to do with ser, what you need to do with estar, the reasons for using each of those, all that good stuff. So we'll practice those today. We'll practice especially the direct objects, the lo, la, me, te, where they go. And you're not going to put whole sentences together. You're just going to put those words into the sentence that are left out. So be prepared for that. But be prepared probably to take a little extra time on that than you would for a normal prueba. So I will get that loaded up. This is actually for me. I'm doing this the day before, so I will get that done this afternoon, and I will get that loaded up so it's ready to go before midnight. Este viernes, hoy. Okay, so let's do a little bit of practice with all of these things we've been talking about. I have some oral questions. Preguntas con los meses, con el tiempo, con las estaciones. So let's do this. Let me go ahead and put these questions up here. And I will just ask the first question, but then I would like you to, again, pause the video and go ahead and ask and answer those questions. When I do my live classes, I'm only getting like 2 or 3 or 4 sometimes of you guys to come on, so I'm not hearing you speak, and I'm not convinced that you are doing that. So, of course, I mean, I trust you to do what you need to do, but I think it'd be pretty easy and tempting to just say, oh, I'll just go past this. Please don't. Please do not. Por favor que no. I need you guys to practice the pronunciations, practice the vocab orally, because you need that practice and that background for as you continue in the next semester. So, the first question, ¿Qué tiempo hace hoy? Para mí, hace frío. En Orange City hoy hace mucho frío. No está nevando. No hace sol. Está nublado. No está lloviendo, pero sí, hace frío. No hace viento. I don't see anything moving around out there. So when it has the next question, put a certain mes in there. So, ¿qué tiempo hace en julio? Hace mucho calor en julio. Yeah. So I'm gonna have you guys pause it right now. I will pause it as well, and then I'll have another set of questions after this. So take some time to work on those questions. Now go. All right, let's go on to the next slide that has similar things going on. Yeah, you can see some of those same questions that deal with both vocab with weather stuff, but also some of the grammatical stuff we've been talking about, like ¿qué está haciendo tu compañero de cuarto? Ahora mismo means like right now. Ahora is now. Ahora mismo, right now, like right this very second. So fill in that correct information. Stop the video, ask and answer those questions. Do that right now. Just realizing that, and that last question, those last four questions, sorry, has the vocab words in there that we hadn't talked about. So on your vocab sheet, if you can take a look at the palabras adicionales, it's just a really short little tiny box on the front side on the right, I believe. And it's got some vocab words like ahora mismo, we just talked about that, right now, right now. And also ¿cuál es la fecha de hoy? So go ahead and take that out. I would like you to, I'm going to say them, I would like you to repeat them really aloud. I do want you to do that, just so that you have a handle on the pronunciation. So I'll go back. Repitan por favor. Ahora mismo. ¿Cuál es la fecha de hoy? And notice that when I answer that question, hoy es el number de month. Today is the number of the month. So, hoy es el 17 de abril. If we were in the middle of, in a few weeks, hoy es el 5 de mayo. You guys have heard the phrase el 5 de mayo before. So, again, that's how the phrases work in Spanish with dates. The number de and then the month after that. So el 5 de mayo. Let's do the next word here, the word for yet or still, todavía. And then the last two questions that you just practiced have that word cumpleaños in their birthday. So, mi cumpleaños, repitan. And then the last in that grouping talks about how to say that. So, mi cumpleaños es el, again, there's the number, de, and then the month. So I personally would say mi cumpleaños es el 26 de noviembre. But I would like you to tell me the answer to that question. I'm going to ask the question, and I want you to aloud to your screen answer that question with your own information. So, ¿cuándo es tu cumpleaños? Muy bien, mi cumpleaños es el 20 de agosto, or whatever that would happen to be. Okay, then next. Okay, here we go. With the next couple slides, I don't really want to spend a lot of time on these. I'm going to click them in, actually. I have given you the answers to this on the announcement section. I'd asked you to print these out and practice some of these, but there's a couple things that I wanted to point out here about what this looks like. So I've given you two options, two ways to answer each one of these, and it's because I've got two verbs in each of these phrases. Quiero creer, van a ver, espera visitar. Because I have two verbs in the same phrase like this, I can choose to do put in two places that pronoun. So I can put it in front of the first verb, te quiero creer, or I can smash it onto the end of the second one, quiero creerte. Now, that's I want to believe you, te quiero creer. But if I want to believe her, yo la quiero creer, or quiero creerla. I want to believe him, yo lo quiero creer. I want to believe them, yo los quiero creer. It doesn't matter which pronoun you have, just make it agree with whatever it is that you're referring to. In the next one, it's us. Notice it's not we. They're not going to see we. And I know we've practiced the word nosotros many, many, many times. You guys are very familiar with that. But notice this one is a little different. It's nos instead of the nosotros. So they're going to see us. Nos van a ver. Or van a vernos. I can say they're going to see me tomorrow. Ellos me van a verme. She hopes to see me. What if she hopes to visit you? Ella te espera ver, or ella espera espera visitar. She wants to visit you. Ella te espera visitar, or ella espera visitar. I can attach that one to the end of it as well. Next ones also, we're on your, we're loaded onto the announcements as well, so you have the answers to those. Same thing. I don't like the class, but I have to take what? Have to take it. There's my it. La refers to la clase. So, la tengo que tomar, or tengo que tomarla. Had that been no me gustan las clases, pero las tengo que tomar, or tengo que tomarlas. Either one of those would be okay. My dad is looking for them. Them, of course, refers to the kids, los niños. But what if my dad is looking for me? Okay, you guys know that me is going to refer to me. So mi padre me está buscando ahora, or está buscándome ahora. If he's looking for you, put the te in there. If he's looking for us, nos goes in there. So whatever it is that answers that question is looking for whom? Me, you, us. Put whatever pronoun is that's in there. Okay. The next one had to do with ser estar. I am going to throw these up, but I'm going to let you guys either pause it here and compare, or you've already done it because you looked at the key that I put in the announcements as well that goes along with this. Lots of things that are estar in here that have to do with emotions, conditions, states, and then there's some ser things that have to do with essence. Esta señorita es muy delgada. Número 4, telling time always uses es la una, or in this case, son las ocho. So yeah, there's that. Pause if you need to and take a look at some of those. Keep in mind, on the quiz, you'll have to do some things with choosing between ser, estar as well. Next one, also, you had the answers to these. Notice that all of these have something to do with estar in them. It's either the progressive tense, estás bailando, or están durmiendo, or yeah, those are the two that I have in there. The other ones all have to do with emotions, conditions. Está lista, estamos de mal humor, están cansados, están enojados, están ocupados, having to do with an emotion or condition. All right, now I'm just going to do a little experiment here because I thought I was able to, instead of having to do 2 videos, pretty sure I can do 1. I added minutes to this, so instead of having to upload 2, I'm just going to upload the 1. It's approaching the end of the 15th minute, and if I do go off, if it doesn't let me do that, I will start another one. But I do want to start by doing a little bit with this on this page that has to do with a riddle. I've got some riddles that I'm going to give you, and in my description for the riddle, to help you find out what the answer to this riddle is, I've used some pronouns. Okay, so here they are, some of these direct object pronouns, those little los, las, in this case it's a las. So right away from this, you know one thing about the answer to this question. First of all, it's a feminine thing, and they are plural things. All right. So now let's read through the description, and you tell me what I'm describing to you in this riddle. So, son pequeñas, no son grandes. Son pequeñas, pero son muy importantes. Las necesito todos los días. Las necesito cuando quiero abrir la puerta de mi oficina o la puerta de mi casa también. ¿Qué son? Okay, there's my description with a few little embellishments that I added to that. Now, let's go back to the las necesito. Do you see what's going on here? I need them, right? Las necesito. I need them. Todos los días. Las necesito cuando quiero abrir. I need them when I want to open. Cuando quiero abrir la puerta de mi oficina y la puerta de mi casa. ¿Qué son? One of our vocab words. Son las llaves. Son mis llaves, right? It's las llaves, so my plural them is going to come from that. So it's las. All right, here's another one. I figured out that little animation and I thought it was cute, so I had to add the giddy up one. Okay, here's another riddle for you guys. También son muy pequeñas. Las pongo en mi mochila. Las necesito cuando tengo que escribir en un papel. ¿Qué son? Okay, again, two things you know from this. You know they're plural and you know they're feminine. Okay, that's going to make a difference for you. Las pongo en mi mochila, I put them. And then las necesito, I need them. Cuando tengo que escribir. Have any idea? ¿Qué son? Son plumas. Son las plumas. And some of you might have said son lápices. Good guess. However, keep in mind what the gender of lápices is. It's los lápices. So, since I have a plural las, that's another clue into what the answer to this riddle is because they have to be feminine. Let's do a few more. Es un animal grande. Lo monto cuando visito a mis abuelos en su finca. ¿Qué es? Okay, so here we go. Lo monto. I ride it cuando visito a mis abuelos. There's my it. Es un animal. Pretty much the only animal that we know is es un caballo, ¿sí? Es un caballo. And since it's masculine, there's my it. It's a masculine it form that goes along with that. Okay, son muy grandes. Las escalo cuando voy de vacaciones en Colorado. ¿Qué son? Las escalo. Las escalo. Escalar, escalar, we learned that verb to climb, right? So las escalo, I climb them, right? Of course, only answer to that riddle would be son las montañas. Las escalo. Las escalo. Let's do another one. Oh, almost gave it away. Okay. Es una persona en mi familia. Lo quiero mucho. Okay, you know from this that it's got to be a him, right? It's a masculine person. Lo quiero mucho. Lo tengo que visitar en su casa en diciembre. Es viejo. ¿Quién es? Lo quiero mucho. Lo tengo que visitar. ¿Quién es? Bueno, es mi abuelo. Or possibly es mi bisabuelo. Either one, but it has to be an abuelo because notice it's a lo. Now, had I wanted you to come up with mi abuela, then that pronoun that I would have had to have used would have been feminine. La quiero mucho. La tengo que visitar en su casa. Es vieja. ¿Quién es? Es mi abuela. Right? So, keeping in mind the gender and who it's referring to. Another one. Tengo muchos. Los leo todos los días en mi computadora. Los escribo a mis amigos y a mi familia. ¿Qué son? Let's go back to those two phrases that have the pronouns in there. Los leo, I read them. Los escribo, I write them. What are the them things that I'm referring to? Son mensajes electrónicos. Okay, it's one of our vocab words we've had in the past. Son mensajes electrónicos. Dos más. Las tenemos casi todos los días en la clase de español. No me gustan. ¿Qué son? All right, let's go back to the sentence that has the pronoun in it. Tenemos, we have what? We have them. Las tenemos casi todos los días en la clase de español. We all love to hate them. They are las pruebas de vocabulario, right? So since pruebas is feminine, las tenemos. Y uno más. Es un deporte. Lo juego en la primavera. Cuando lo juego, necesito una pelota y un bate. Bate is what you think it probably is, really close to the English word for that. ¿Qué es? ¿Qué deporte es? I play it. Lo juego. Es el béisbol, right? Since it's a deporte de la primavera, lo juego. Lo juego. Es el béisbol. All right. One more practice with these pronouns because we're going to have a quiz over it in just a little bit. So I have one more practice that has to do with answering the question. Now, again, one of the reasons that we use pronouns at all anyway is to take out words that we don't need, that aren't necessary in my answer. So that happens often from a question to an answer. So here's my question. ¿Dónde compras los pasajes de ida y vuelta? Los pasajes de ida y vuelta took me a long time to say because it's a really long phrase. Where do you buy the round-trip tickets? Now, if somebody were to ask me that in a estación de autobuses or something, I would not answer with, I buy the round-trip tickets at wherever or in the station. I would, or in the agency, right, in the travel agency, I would tell you I buy them, right? Because then I wouldn't have to use all of those words that you see in blue right there. So instead of compro los pasajes de ida y vuelta, I'm going to lo siento, perdón. Got something in my throat. It's not coming out. Sorry about that. I buy them. What are you going to take? What word are you going to use to replace all of that los pasajes de ida y vuelta and make it into a I buy them? Well, it's just 3 letters long and it's nicely encompassed in that 3-letter word los. So here it is. Yo los compro en la agencia de viajes. Yo los compro. Here's another one. What you see in blue, I want you to, and we're going to learn the word for clothing actually next vocab. It's coming up in the next chapter, next class period. But ropa is what we're going to be talking about. I don't want you to use the word ropa in your answer. I want you to replace it with something else. So, ¿dónde compras tu ropa? Where do you buy your clothing? La ropa is the word for clothing. So, I buy it. Okay, what's my it going to become if it comes from la ropa? La. And I buy, compro, I'm going to put it in front of my compro because I only have one verb. La compro en Old Navy. La compro en Target. La compro en Shields. La compro en JCPenney, la compro en TJ Maxx, wherever it is that you do that. Okay, so la compro, I buy it. Try another one. What you see in blue, I don't want you to repeat in your answer. So, ¿dónde pones tus llaves? ¿Dónde pones tus llaves? I put them, and then answer the rest of that question. So, if you have to pause it a second, go ahead and do that. ¿Dónde pones tus llaves? Yo las pongo en mi cuarto, en mi mochila, en mi carro, in my car, wherever it is that you put, or en mi auto, automóvil, we talked about auto. So, las pongo, I put them, las pongo, referring to mis llaves. Here's another one. Whatever you see in blue, I don't want to be in your answer. in the parentheses, those are some potential verbs you could use in your answer. ¿Qué haces con las maletas en el aeropuerto? Aeropuerto. What do you do? ¿Qué haces con las maletas, with the suitcases, en el aeropuerto? So, a suggested answer. I take them on the plane, or I show them to the, what do you call it, the customs guy or woman or whatever. So, I take them. See if you can form that phrase. I show them. Okay, here we go. Either one of those. Yo las llevo en el avión, or yo las muestro al inspector de aduanas. Customs, that's the word I was looking for. Customs inspector. So, yo las muestro, yo las llevo. A couple things to notice. I have in the answers to all of these that yo in parentheses. Remember how we could leave that out, potentially? We could leave that out, but you don't have to. And the reason that I'm putting it in right now is I want you to realize that there's a reason. If you use the yo, you want it to mean I. I don't want the me to start creeping in here when you want to mean I. Me is only for me, yo is I. So I take them, yo las llevo. I show them, yo las muestro. I put them, yo las pongo. All right, let's do a few more. Take out the blue word, español. You're going to replace it with an it. ¿Vas a estudiar español esta noche? I'm going to study it, or I'm not going to study it. Either way. So, going to study. Voy a estudiar. Do you see what you have going on? Two verbs. Two verbs together. I can choose to attach it, or I can put it in front. So either of these two ways. Sí, yo lo voy a estudiar, or sí, yo voy a estudiarlo. Either one. Estudiarlo. Voy a estudiarlo. I've got two verbs, so I have two choices. Or potentially, hoy es viernes, sí. No lo voy a estudiar. Or no voy a estudiarlo esta noche. Tu abuela is going to be not in your answer. We're going to replace it with a pronoun. ¿Quieres mucho a tu abuela? Do you love? Do you like / love? ¿Quieres mucho a tu abuela? Okay, now you could say, I love my grandma. Quiero a mi abuela. You certainly could say that. But it's a shorter way to say, yes, I love her. I love her. So, sí. Yo la quiero mucho. Okay, so before we go on to the other one, if that had been, ¿Quieres mucho a tu abuelo? Sí, lo quiero. I love him. Yo lo quiero. All right, next one. Baloncesto, not going to be in your answer. Okay, so ¿Dónde juegas baloncesto? Where do you play basketball? Okay, and your answer, I play it, and then fill in where you play it. Okay, I have a few places that we learned how to say that in Español. Yo lo juego en el gimnasio. Yo lo juego en el parque. Yo lo juego en mi casa. If you have maybe a basketball hoop on your driveway or something like that. So, lo juego. I play it. Yo lo juego. Okay, notice my question has a pronoun in it. Me ves en la cafetería mucho. Now let's see what we just asked here. Do you see ves? Do you see whom? Do you see me? Me ves. Me ves. Me ves. So, me ves en la cafetería mucho? No, I don't see you. Okay, now, or yes, I see you. So, I see, yo veo. I don't see, no veo. How are you going to put that you in your answer? It's going to be an object pronoun. So, what's the equivalent of that in Espanol? I see you. I don't see you. That you is going to be the te. So here's what your answer might look like. Sí, yo te veo mucho en la cafetería, or no. Yo no te veo mucho. Te veo, te veo. I see you, I don't see you. Here's another one. ¿Recuerdas? Recordar, remember, is to remember. Do you remember? ¿Recuerdas el cumpleaños de tu madre? I want your answer to not include the word el cumpleaños. Replace it with an it. What kind of it are you going to use in your answer? Give it a shot. Either pause button or, pause the button and then I'll say what your potential answer should be in just a second. ¿Recuerdas el cumpleaños de tu madre? Sí, yo lo recuerdo. Hopefully you answered that. Otherwise you should ask her. Or no, yo no lo recuerdo. Yo no lo recuerdo. I remember it. I don't remember it. Notice I don't have a choice of where this can go. I only have one verb. In the last 4 questions, there was only one verb in the answer. So I only have one verb. I only have one choice of where I can put that verb. So te veo, lo juego, la quiero, lo recuerdo. All right, that's it. We just went over 30 minutes, a little bit over, so it's almost the equivalent to 2 of our 15-minute ones. So here we are ready for the prueba. So it's available. It will be. I'm going to do that right now. It will be available. So you have until midnight. I'll give you a little extra time for this because it's going to be a little bit more involved. But take your time. Be sure that you, fill in the correct word for the vocab words, but then also with the progressive tense, with those little pronouns, make sure that you know what you're referring to fill in that answer, and then choosing between ser and estar. That's all I got for today. We are going to move on to Lección 6. So I actually have a little bit of panorama work where I want you to start in Lección 6. And then there's a tarea escrita, which includes writing a little tarjeta postal. It's a little postcard that you're going to write to me, including some information that you will find on your tarea document. So work on that. You will submit that onto Blackboard as well. I'm not going to give you just completion points for that. I'm going to give it, I'm going to grade it for accuracy. So just be really careful on how you express what you're trying to express. I've given you lots of possible questions to answer on that. So you can answer all those questions, refer to all of those things that you see on your tarea document. Hasta lunes. Nos vemos. Chao.